to solve this by completing the square, you want to look at just the first two terms, right? We're trying to follow these patterns, and if you follow the example at the bottom here, if you look at like x squared minus 18x, then it's easy to get to what you need to, like the term that's missing would complete the square, which is the plus 81. In this case, what we're going to do is start by moving the negative 15 over to the other side. And it's not necessary to do that. Some people just move it just a little bit over. But I find it useful to actually just focus on these first two terms. And what we're going to do is look at this, right? So we have negative 10x, right? And if you are following the binomial square pattern, what we're going to do is take our negative 10, divide it by 2, and that gives us negative 5. That's the number that we'll find inside of our parentheses. But in order to complete the square, what we have to do is take negative 5, square that, because this will be the third term in our quadratic. We get plus 25. This is supposed to be a 5 here. And so we have to add this to both sides, because in any equation you have to add, you have to do the same operations to both sides. So if I add 25 to one side, I add 25 to the other, right? And unfortunately that gives us a not so pretty number. We get 41 on this side, and we have x squared minus 10x plus 25. And what we're going to do is take advantage of the fact that this is now in the form of parentheses x minus 5 squared, right? And that's in the name completing the squared, that's what you're trying to get. You're trying to get it into the form of something parentheses squared, so that when we're trying to solve things, we don't have to look for factors, we don't have to do anything else. All we have to do is take the square root of both sides. So what we're going to do is take the square root of the left side, and when we do the square root of the right side, we get plus or minus the square root of 41. And we're still solving for x, so you take your 5 and you put it over to the other side, and you get 5 plus or minus the square root of 41, and that's because we have minus 5, we add to both sides. And that looks similar to something that you would get if you had done the quadratic formula, but if you get comfortable with the completing the square method, you can actually do it in a much faster time, with hopefully less calculations.